from inside the gym at Leominster High School, and for the second time this week, we say a very good evening, everyone. It's 2-for-1 Volleyball Week, Night 2, here on Rivalry Family Media. Happy to have you along with us and back home inside the gym at Leominster High School as Leominster gets set to play host to Ayer Shirley. Second matchup between these two schools in this 2-for-1 week. Monday was a tough night for Leominster. A 3-1 match loss to Ayer Shirley after winning the first game of the match by a 25-19 score. Ayer Shirley would proceed to battle back in set number 2, tie things at 23, win the second set 25-23, then blow the doors off of Leominster in set number 3 by a 25-4 score, when ultimately then winning the match in set 4, 25-18. So 3-1 in the match on Monday for Ayer Shirley. They improved their overall record to 500 at 2-2. Leominster falls to 1-4 in the early season, and these two teams set to do battle again here tonight inside the gym at Leominster High School. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas back from assignment, and Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us for this second matchup of the week. Kate, we saw it on Monday. Leominster had a lot going for it in that first game. Came out on service. Things looked good. They had some streaks going. Everything seemed like it was lining up to a big day for Leominster on Monday. Then all of a sudden, they stubbed their toe badly in the latter part of the second set, not able to stay on serve. Multiple servers with the one-and-dones, ultimately finding themselves tied, losing that set, and then it felt like it was all downhill. You could have packed it up after that second set.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Absolutely crazy. Sorry about that.
You're all right. Go ahead.
Alrighty, hi. So you're absolutely right. What we saw in that second set, I think, was detrimental for the rest of their day. When Ayer Shirley started to get the momentum, they not only took it, they took it by the reins, and they took it out for a spin for set number 3 and set number 4 against Leominster. You could just see after that second set there was a battle. That was the definitive moment in the match. So you have this situation where they're deflated after set number 2 and just not able to rebound. And Ayer Shirley, like I said, takes that win of that second set out for a spin, and they did a remarkable job. And
service was a real big deal for Ayer Shirley. In that 25-4 set number 3, they got on service, and it was a huge day for Ashley O'Striker, who gathered up a whole boatload of points and certainly made it all that more difficult for Leominster to come back into this game. Bill Thomas, of course, you weren't there on Monday, but you do know a thing or two about the 2-for-1 weeks, and having to play the same team again multiple nights later, it's a lot for a team to battle back from, especially from an emotional loss.
Well, and from a momentum loss too. You know, it sounds like I missed a good first match, but from then on it was all downhill after that. And once you lose that momentum, like you say, I was going to ask you if somebody got in a big serve run, and I kind of suspected that, but it's hard to change that get that big mo back sometimes, no matter what sport you're playing. And we know that once you lose your mojo like that, it's hard to get back, even in multiple sets. Sounds like Ayer Shirley got on a roll, and it was downhill all the way for them.
Indeed it was, and Ayer Shirley able to come up with the victory. Leominster would like to avenge it. Kate, you had an opportunity to talk to Coach John Antonetti earlier today and kind of exchange conversations, and what I heard him say to you really came down to the following: you just never know which team's going to show up.
And that's certainly true, and so he's looking for a big day out of his girls today.
Indeed he is, in the opening service into the net. Ayer Shirley is called. Point will go to Leominster to open this first game of the first set. First point of the first set, I should say, here in match number 2 of the week between Leominster and Ayer Shirley here on Rivalry Family Media. Going right down the line to open things up. That's Shayla Wynn on service, and the block. Leominster with a nice double block up front there. It was Stanton and Perez Soto combined for the block, taking an early 2-0 lead, and Kate, all of a sudden, shades of what we saw the other night.
And this is exactly what you want to see out of your first server. You want to see consistency, and you want to see points right out of the chute.
O'Striker dug that one out. This is Broomfield. Win for the set. Meza tried the kill. It caught the tape. And that's 4 hits against Leominster, so
That was
2-1
6
early.
hits.
I was going to say 2-1 here in the early going, and it will volley back. Going on serve, Grace Audette, the #1 server here in game 1 for the Panthers.
Beautiful rainbow.
Perez, initially she was the one that dug it up. Wynn set it for her, and then she kind of, Kate, seemed like she double clutched, like she fought twice about going in for the kill.
I think the timing was off there on the jump as well, so she couldn't recover.
Collier tried to bump from the back row, and 3 straight points for the Panthers. A lot of them self-inflicted wounds for the Blue Devils, Kate.
Yeah, and when you get close up to that net, things can get a little bit dicey, so they just got to take it one step at a time.
Here comes Audette. Serve going down the line is wide.
And when you get an unforced error from your opposition, that only helps.
Tied at 3, and the personnel changes begin. Collier will step out. Sanchez will step in for the Blue Devils. She'll play the front left spot as Felicia Meza goes back on serve. Drops that one short of the front line, and they're not able to respond to the Panthers, and Leominster reclaims a 4-3 lead.
Things moving quickly here in the early going.
Meza goes down right line, dug out there by Calgren. Kill opportunity there for Hood.
Beautiful.
That was Meza, popped it right back over the net, Kate. Not exactly the way they designed it, but it'll work.
It was certainly not on the play call sheet, but beautiful reaction by Meza to get that over the net and find an open area on the court.
Her service continues. This is Broomfield. Set from the back line. Second set from Wynn, and then swung over by Sanchez. This is O'Striker for the outside kill from
Great
Hood.
defense. Still a live ball off the ceiling.
Sanchez punches, looking back row. It's dug out by Town. And there was a whistle for the net
Devil.
action,
Yep.
yeah. And
Blue Devil
so
in the net.
point will go to Ayer Shirley, as will the service.
Kate, did you say that ball bounced off the ceiling?
It bounced off the ceiling, so again, as long as it is on a single side and is not making an attempt to go over the net, you can play the ball off of inanimate objects.
Sanchez tried the kill. It was tapped at the net, and Stanton with the block.
In the net
No,
again.
called into the net. Tight call here in the early going on the net. We're at 5-all. First game of this second match of the week between Leominster and Ayer
From
Shirley.
an officiating standpoint here, then the interesting thing with that call is from our vantage point, it might be a little bit more difficult, but it's directly in the eye line of the official. So as soon as they see that movement, it's an easy call.
Sabatino went back on serve. It's a one and done. She caught the side of her hand, and that thing curved wide. So Leominster the point in possession. And that puts Broomfield back on service.
We've got our MVP on the Facebook live stream, Diane Philibrown. Thank you for checking in. We want that from everybody. Participatory Facebook live streaming. We want to hear who you're rooting for.
Broomfield rips it down the line wide. Teams exchange service errors. 6-all here in the first game of this match. Sends Allie Hood back on serve, the senior.
Whew.
Hammers this one over
That's
the middle,
coming
and
to me.
Broomfield swings it wide.
I got it.
Kate, you know, the one thing we didn't talk about earlier in the week here is the experience of this Ayer Shirley team. The majority of the roster made up of seniors with only 3 juniors. So you have 10 seniors, 3 juniors on a 13-person roster. As once again, Hood buries the back row.
Before we talk about that, Broomfield needs to get help from the bench. That was clearly out. Anybody with two eyes can see that that ball was going out. She needs help with that. That ball's coming right at her. Somebody needs to be telling her that ball's out.
And that one was Meza. No choice there to respond. And wide again, and yet another ace for Hood.
You know, along those lines, Kate, is it normally somebody on the bench who's watching that back line to help out the
Should
defense?
be all of your teammates.
Well.
The entire back row should be helping out, and everybody on the bench should be
Well, I'm
helping
saying
out.
on a sideline, you would
Oh, yeah.
think that there should be like an assignment, let's say, to watch that end line.
Sadly, it's just everybody. It should
Yeah.
be everybody.
Amosa and Sanchez miscue. Ball finds floor.
See, I think we're getting a little bit of panic at the moment.
Sanchez has to go with the jump. Tried to kill, couldn't. Wynn keeps it alive. Swung back over again by Sanchez.
Mosa being very tentative today. That's not like her.
Broomfield with the dig. Once again, Kate, that one heading toward the back line.
So
That's a 50-50 ball.
That's a 50-50 ball. That one you got to stay quiet on. That last, the one previous, that was a no-brainer. That was obvious. You need to help her out. I did check on Broomfield to make sure all of her joints, hips, elbows, everything was intact after that last game. As you see, giving up her body again today.
There's another ace for Hood. And Kate, no, you're absolutely right. She wears the black libero uniform for Leominster, and she has an awful lot of black and blues to go with the giving up of the body. That's for sure.
She checked in with me today. She asked me if I needed help bringing the bags up from the top, from the bottom. I was like, "You've got plenty that you're worrying about. I'm good." And then I said, "But are you okay?" Yeah. I said, "Because you were just throwing yourself around." I said, "I want to know how both your hips are, your knees, your wrists, your elbows." I said, I was saying in that last match, that girl's going to be in so much pain. Having gone through that myself for 4 years, your body, it's a very interesting situation. In the beginning of the season, your arms, your forearms, and your wrists and your hands are just a mess with pain. And then once you it's kind of like a callus in baseball, softball.
Certainly.
Once you get that skin gets used to it, then you're just worried about the constant contact with the wood floor and elbows, your wrists, your knees, and your hips.
Although we're not all that old, I am having this thought of, to be 18 again and to bounce back after one game.
I certainly can't.
Diving all over the floor like that.
We've got a VU checking in. We've got a VU saying, "Let's go blue."
And that is, of course, an alum, having played here at Leominster.
An illustrious line of VUs.
And absolutely. This one not able to be returned over the back line again. And Ayer Shirley has doubled up Leominster plus here in the first game of this match.
So right now we're seeing Ayer Shirley just riding that wave of confidence that we saw on Monday. Leominster just needs to kind of settle things down and get things back.
Hood also had a long service exchange on Monday as well, as Wynn will push it back over to Kaylee Hood.
Tough ball.
Yeah, kill opportunity, just clipped the tape. Swung back over by Sanchez, and everybody tries for it, but the Panthers can't respond. Allie Hood's service ends, but it ends 7 points later, Kate, and a 13-7 score.
Now Leominster's most consistent server coming up from Monday, so let's see if she can do any damage here and kind of lessen the load for the remainder of her teammates.
This is Manashli Perez Soto. Kill for Calgren is a bit of a rainbow. Dug out by the libero Broomfield, and serving point goes right back to Ayer Shirley.
That girl can walk by the end of the season. I'm going to be impressed.
Leominster will make a substitution. Perez Soto out. Valencia Cardona. That's Michelle Valencia Cardona into the game.
A significant lack of tenacity, in my opinion. There's a lot of hesitation from Leominster.
And Amosa drives that one up into the roof. That one, as you point out, Kate, was the one heading over the net.
Well, and it's the third hit. Well,
correct.
It's on its way attempting to be over, so it was already after the third hit, so they could blow that one dead immediately.
Striker. Dug out by Valencia Cardona. Kill opportunity for Amosa. She's across the center line.
Yep.
Oh, no. Call it on the other side,
They called
Kate.
it on number 11 for Ayer
So
Shirley.
Calgren gets called for it. 7-point lead for the Panthers, 15-8 here in the first set. We actually did have some fans chipping in, Kate.
Did you?
Some folks that were chatting and watching the coverage from the other day. Back on demand, actually made some comments, and I want to shout that fan out. I just want to find it.
Were they nice?
It was, yes, absolutely. It was Jane S. Steinberg who checked in with us. And added something similar. We'll get the opportunity in a moment as Collier digs it back out. This is Audette. Sets up for Calgren. Push to the back line.
Placement. Beautiful. She saw that from a mile away. Just placing that ball where nobody could get to it.
Jane Steinberg said in her observation, Kate, that they can play it off the ceiling on your side unless it's the third hit.
Yep.
So off the ceiling, but not off the dividing curtain.
Correct.
Play it if it comes back, because that's on the way over.
That's on the way over.
That's on the way over. So there's a little fine line there what it hits.
You can be thwarted by the curtain, which is something we've crafted here at the at RFM as we've developed our volleyball coverage here, and they're checking on this rotation. It has been an adventure for Leominster. That front line has been problematic. That makes it over. Yes, indeed. Collier started it with the dig, and eventually it finds the floor. A point for Leominster. Hannah Collier with the huge dig. Also want to shout out, we got this message after the broadcast ended the other night, so more people watching the on-demand coverage. Bob O'Stryker was noting that win from Leominster and his daughter, Ashley O'Stryker, are teammates as part of course, I mean, everyone knows it as AAU, but we'll call it travel volleyball. They are travel volleyball teammates during other times of the year.
Fantabulous.
Absolutely.
I travel with you sometimes.
Indeed we are. I think you're looking at our travel team right here. Me, you, and Billy. This one long and out of position as that one sails over the top of Shayla Wynn.
Got some wailing and flailing going on right now.
Indeed.
That's a technical term, by the way. Just ask Aunt Pat.
The lead is +8 for the Panthers.
Prolific JV and varsity volleyball coach here at Leominster High School.
Alicia Town sends that one toward the chair, and the chair official today, Rainey Arsenal. Substitutions down on the floor.
Michael Collier checking in as well. Let's go blue.
Leominster trying to climb their way back into this first set, trailing by 7. Shayla Wynn, #1 server in this rotation, goes to the back line. Rips it back, corner, called wide.
Ooh. I had that in.
From our vantage point, it certainly looked good.
Wish I could rewind the tape.
Heather Hood checking in as well. Panther fan.
And that one slipped. Audette knew it as soon as she tossed it. It was just the wrong angle, and that one heads to the floor. So teams once again exchanging service errors. It's about a 7-point differential. 19-12. Ayer Shirley's on the cusp of that 20 mark. And that was Wood. Gets her own dig. Win. Kill for Sanchez. And that one finds the middle of the floor. Leominster back within 6.
That was about as pretty a set as you're going to have from that position. Gets any closer to the net than that, and you get kind of dangerously close for anything other than that little dump to the open space. Beautiful job by Nguyen there.
Wood, middle of the floor. She's got an ace. And Kate, we saw this with Sanchez the other day and maybe in a previous match as well. In addition to last Monday, she was struggling with getting the angle, being able to get above the ball and being able to kill it down on the floor from that outside spot. Pretty good shape today.
Yep, easier said than done.
Wood goes down the line right. O'Stryker with the dig. Swung back over. Wood will dig it out. Perez Soto pushes it over. Swung back across by Hood. Dug up by Broomfield. This one's got to go over. Wood looking back line. Deflects it off the basketball backboard and ultimately finds the floor for Leominster, who have cut this first set lead to 4.
Becky Audette checking in. Panther fan saying go Panthers. Got some participation on the stream. Oh,
there's a little
nice
dump attempt there by Sabatino. Recovered by Leominster and leads to a point. Lead is 3 for the Panthers. Slowly trickling the way of the Blue Devils. Wood goes middle of the floor. Dug and sent right back over by Kaylee Hood. Now Stanton sends it right back. Through the block. That was Allie Hood. Got a little help from Kaylee Hood with the dig from the back row, and then just tapped it on into that front row and through the block of Perez Soto. Sabatino, second service.
Nice save by Broomfield there.
And Sanchez there, short of the mark. Sends the Panthers to 21, 4 points from closing out this first set. Remember, a race to 25, got to win by 2 in the first 4 sets. If it goes to a 5th, it's a race to 15, and a coin flip will determine possession. Sabatino in front of Broomfield, kept alive, swatted on, and they call it a carry. They say Wynn pushed it over.
Wynn's not buying.
Jen's saying she quietly disagrees. Sabatino, dug up by Broomfield. Now Wynn. Sanchez. And they get the kill. Back line from Sabatino not able to respond. 22-17. Substitution chaos out there on the floor for Leominster once again.
Very particular about how they need to have this happen. This sport, no matter who the official, very particular about how those transitions need to happen. It's part of the game.
Broomfield goes back row for Sabatino. Not able to square to the net. It's an ace.
Leominster doing a good job clawing their way back into this first set. Slowly working their way back.
And this young lady, in my opinion, has been stellar so far here in this set, and that's Broomfield. Stellar.
Hammers to the back row, responded right back over by Audette. Sanchez with the kill, hits the block, kept it alive, and Amosa with the carry.
No, I think they said that 15 had the carry.
Oh, interesting.
Sanchez, I believe.
So before it got to Amosa then?
Yep.
And the timeout taken on the floor, Leominster will spend it. 23-18, Ayer Shirley, 2 points away from closing out set number 1 here inside the gym at Leominster High School. And great to have you along with us. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry out there on Facebook for the live premieres. Games available on demand on YouTube. YouTube.com, search Rivalry Family Media for the games available. Same day replay available on demand later on this evening as well. And for those of you that have been looking for the weekly edition of the Football Coaches Corner, I was going to say I will be racing home to record that for broadcast tomorrow. Delayed that, of course. Leominster was going through the COVID protocols last week, able to resume team activities on Tuesday. They will be playing that game against Shrewsbury on Friday. Kickoff 7 o'clock out at Shrewsbury. Countdown to kickoff on the K-Zone, our radio partners, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. Starts with our countdown to kickoff, newly expanded. This will be news to Bill Thomas. Our newly expanded countdown to kickoff, 20 minutes past 6 now, Bill Thomas, for the countdown to kickoff.
Oh, we bought an extra 10 minutes.
10 more minutes on the
air. We have
air.
so many features.
Content.
We need the extra time.
And the
Officials
fantastic-
starting the games early
I was going to say,
consistently.
Yeah.
fantastic sponsor support as
We
well.
lose it on the other side.
That's right. We do.
It's all good, though. It's just glad to be out watching
When
the
are you going
games.
to eat dinner tonight, Todd?
At some point, there's an ace for Hood.
That's
and-
not what Leominster needed coming out of that timeout.
Indeed, brings
That's
Ayer
the last
Shirley
thing.
within 1. Hood had a tremendous service opportunity early on in the match. Goes back row for Broomfield. Wynn's got to tap it on and finds the floor with the dump. 24-19.
Good heads up by Wynn there, realizing that ball was going to catch the net.
Perez Soto needs to go on a run here for Leominster if they're going to be able to eke this one out. She was excellent on Monday.
Goes middle of the floor. The miscue finds the floor, and Leominster within 4.
That's the start you want when the volley doesn't even make it back to you. Ayer Shirley, though, playing tough defense this week.
Perez Soto, middle of the floor. Dug out by Hood. Set by O'Striker. Tried the kill, did Calgren. Swung back over by Wynn. Calgren from the middle of the floor, long of the back line.
See that help from the bench on that? That help from the bench on that, it means all the difference in the world. Broomfield does not end up having to dive after it. Gets that help, gets that verification that it's going out.
And that's an ace for Perez Soto and draws Leominster within 2. They would need at least 4. They would have to go to a 26th point in order to close this one out. And that's enough for Coach Ali Philibrown. She's seen enough. She's going to spend the timeout right now
Wise.
in a 2-point game.
So this is your traditional icing the kicker coming up right here. You can't afford, if you're Ayer Shirley, to allow Leominster to go on any more of a run than Perez Soto already has. She was tremendous on Monday. And if Coach Ali Hillebrand remembers that from Monday, then she knows this is the person who is the most consistent server for Leominster, and you need to be able to break that. So the only thing a coach can do, the contribution a coach can make, try to ice that service by calling the timeout, being able to talk to her team, settle them down, make sure that everybody's communicating and talking to one another, and then trying to hope that Perez Soto comes out a little bit cold. A quick thank you, though, to Michael Audette on the stream. Very nice, kind words. We very much appreciate it.
And Perez Soto's back on serve. Out of the timeout, middle of the floor, dug out by Kaylee Hood. Wynn with the dig right back. And Broomfield. Amosa's got to go over her head. Popped up by Allie Hood. Calgren with the kill. Clip the tape. Perez Soto keeps it alive, and it's wide of the line. And Ayer Shirley wins set number 1. 25-22. Ayer Shirley here in set number 1. And for Leominster, Kate, they finally found their sea legs. They got them underneath them, and maybe just a couple of points too late in the long run.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think that long run, that long sustained run that we saw early on by Ayer Shirley shook Leominster's confidence just enough. Like you said, they did eventually settle things down. They got into a little bit more of a groove, but by that point in time, the points had just begun. I mean, in rally scoring, you know, the points can add up a lot quicker, especially, you know, little things here and there. So by the time Leominster, like you said, got their sea legs under them, things kind of had progressed too far in that one. But the thing is, after having now lost set number 1, what does Leominster come out and give in set number 2? Do they allow the slide to continue, or do they change their own fate and come out strong in set number 2? Going to be very interested to see what ends up happening here. And
Bill Thomas, what we saw on Monday, which was the most difficult part of it all, was after losing an emotional second set to Ayer Shirley, where they climbed back, similar to that run Leominster just went on at the end of this first set. Ayer Shirley won the second set, and then Leominster really fell apart in set number 3. They scored all of 4 points, and Ayer Shirley raced out to the 25-4 win in that third set. It was a very quick set. So being able to respond against adversity here is going to be really important.
Well, Leominster did a good job responding mid-set there and battling back. They were down, you know, close to 10 points there early on, and they gave up that big run, like you mentioned. But we'll have to see if this shakes their confidence. Close, but not all the way there. You know, the energy that was, you know, expended there just trying to battle back. We'll have to see if they can carry some of that into this second match, a second set. I think Ayer Shirley's going to get the first serve here, and Leominster's got to step up and recapture the serve right away. They can't let Ayer Shirley go on any kind of mini run here to start this second set, or it could be a quick night.
And Kate, when we go back to what we were talking about with Coach John Antonetti earlier, as you were saying.
Before you continue,
yes.
I apologize. I couldn't figure out pre-game, like, how did he know I had a conversation with Coach Antonetti? And then I remembered how you knew. So.
Well, do you care to share that with everybody else?
I had Todd on the phone in my AirPod in my ear, so he could hear the entire conversation, but I'm like, Todd wasn't there. How did Todd have any? I'm like, wait. Is he telepathic that he knew I was having a one-on-one? I'm like, and he knew everything that was said.
You just never. I mean, come on.
You're everywhere. I couldn't believe it. And then I remembered, no, dummy, you had your AirPod in and you were on the phone with Todd whilst having the conversation with Coach Antonetti. No wonder he knew exactly what was happening.
It was just as good as being there, as it turns out.
I'm like, I thought that. I'm like, how did he have any idea? It threw me for a loop. I'm like, I didn't see Todd talk to Coach Antonetti before the game.
I didn't. You did.
No,
I
just
happened to get to listen in.
Wow, I was very disappointed in myself. I was truly Billy Thomas. Truly thrown for a loop pregame. I'm like, I didn't even remember what the question he asked me was because I was so flabbergasted by how did Todd know that?
Yeah, that's funny.
And then I was like, no, dummy.
Well, I think we had a 3-part conversation, too, during setup.
You did, as a matter of fact. That's right.
And I hope people are enjoying our new camera angle. We discovered a little something new the other night, and a little better view of the net here. Get a little better shot of the action, a little less movement. I hope it's a little easier for our fans to follow along.
Certainly appreciate that. Bill Thomas, always willing to experiment.
You were meaning to ask me a question, and I railroaded you. I apologize.
That's all right. It happens.
It was a better story.
Stanton tries the kill, win. Now it's Wood.
You're
has to
good
swing
at
it
this
over.
marriage thing.
Hey, you know. This is Reddy with the kill to the middle of the floor. Collier not able to respond. Kai Reddy, Kate, played really well on Monday. Coming in the second set, playing that middle position on the floor as much as possible, and she became dangerous with the kill opportunities.
She certainly did. One of the things, though, right now, again, a lot of hesitation right now, especially in the back row from Leominster. I want to see somebody other than Broomfield. Broomfield has been very aggressive, as she has been all season long, but I really want to see some of her counterparts get a little bit more aggressive and take ownership of that back row. If you're in that back row, you want to be tenacious. You want that ball to come to you so that you can send it right back.
Cheyenne Sequeira on the back line. Second serve opportunity, make it her third, and she's got 3 straight points as Broomfield had to go over her head from the back row and catches the net. I want to talk a little bit more with you about that, Kate, in a second. But first, Sequeira's serve into the net. Point in possession back to Leominster. You know, we talk about the libero and of course, the off-color jersey. And we've mentioned, I think, a little bit, they're a defensive specialist. But what that really amounts to in volleyball is that means that they're a digging specialist. They're going to dig. They're going to set when they have to. But really, they're going to spend a lot of time on the back row. That's where they have to stay. Going over your head is not a place you like to go from that back row.
No, I mean, remember, I played very fundamental volleyball. So if I'm a back row player and I've got a third hit opportunity, very rarely am I taking. Ooh, that was almost 2 points.
Indeed, it was the old-fashioned way. As a matter
the
of fact.
old-fashioned way. Very rarely would you have seen me attempt an overhand hit from the back row, especially as a defensive specialist on the third hit. I would send that back over the net and live to fight another day. But I was not as talented as Miss Broomfield is, so that's certainly a decision that, she's more adept at making than I would have been.
Wood was able to swing that back over off the back set from Wynn and then into the net, and Leominster will continue on serve. They've cut this lead in half in the early going. Randy Wood on serve. Kate, she uses this over-the-head serve, but she uses a closed fist, which is interesting. Tries to use a lot more of the knuckle or the heel of the hand.
Yep. It's all about what you can control. A lot of people do not get a lot of control when you hit it off the butt or the heel of your hand. There's a lot less, control.
Stanton with the block on ready.
So I've seen some people use the face of their knuckles. Some people use, the side of their fist as well. It's all about whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you're consistent with.
Wood goes at Calgren down the line, and it's an ace for Leominster.
I think in most cases, the highest levels of volleyball, obviously, or higher levels of volleyball, I don't think you'll see anybody use a closed fist.
Interesting choice. Audette finds the back row with a little bit of a swinging bump. Sanchez has to go at the double block. Responded. Punched on by Wynn. This is O'Striker. Now ready. Kill attempt. Long of the line. Leominster claims the lead. Their first of the night, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe they ever led in the first set. And so they take a 5-4 lead here in set number 2.
They may have off of, I think Nguyen had a few to start the game.
To open the game.
That's it. Yep.
O'Striker has that one fall in front of her in the front row. Leominster's lead is now 2. Wood, back row, Sequeira.
Oh,
dumped on by O'Striker, and Leominster can't respond.
It's my favorite type of hit for a reason. Bodies are going everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say every which way. The ball, the bodies. Kai Reddy will go to the back line here, try to bring Ayer Shirley back into the lead. She goes middle of the floor at Broomfield.
Oh, Broomfield.
Back set. Perez
girl.
Soto got it over. The double block spins back, and Leominster not able to respond. Kate, that's got to be so difficult. You go up for that block, you're able to knock it back, then it just sits on the net, and you are powerless because you can't hit it a second time in a row. It's going to come right back at you.
Yep. Just try to get out of the way so somebody else can get to it. Pray for
Sanchez sent it over the net, and it does catch the line. Chair official Randy Arsenal looking straight down that fourth dimension at the line, able to see the ball catch it. And Leominster, the 7-6 lead with Broomfield, the libero, back on serve.
Laser.
Back row ace attempt is long of the line. And so that brings Allie Hood, who has really had the best service hand thus far for Ayer Shirley tonight.
This is the one who can't have go on a run right now.
And swings it wide of the line. Point in possession to Leominster.
She was masterful, though, in the first set.
Indeed.
Can't be perfect every time.
And that was definitively a carryover from Monday as well.
Perez Soto looking to pick her team up.
Back row for Kaylee Hood.
I got it.
And that one, long of the line, that was Sequeira, tried to come from the left outside. And there's an ace. Perez Soto wasn't so sure about it. She thought it was going to come right back at her. She was running in looking to dig.
She willed that one over the net, too. That one just kind of floated. Very little spin on it. And you can tell when nobody moves to go after it and it falls, you know, harmlessly to the floor, that was a funky one.
That one slipped. And Perez Soto immediately. That is not a signal for travel or oh darn.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah, or illegal procedure. That is a signal for
Yep.
substitution.
Yep.
Out of the game she goes.
Gonna need a minute.
Leominster's lead is 2.
Running start.
And that one catches the net. Well, we were noticing Ostriker because she has an interesting timing case. She throws it up over her head and almost lets it sail back just over the arc of her head and kind of reaches back and brings it forward, almost slingshot style. Josette Sanchez will go back on serve for the first time tonight for Leominster. Goes arcer to the back row, played on by Hood. Wood, kill attempt to the back row with time, Ostriker. Now Calgren the kill, catches the line.
Those balls are tough when they're going in that, you know, kind of trajectory that's on that angle, so it's not, you know, it's not parallel to any of the lines or directly perpendicular to one of those boundary lines. Gets a little bit tricky. That's a beautiful back row kill. When it works well.
Indeed.
I couldn't have done it.
That one off the ceiling, still alive. Slapped on, and Leominster will pick up the point.
In the net.
Yeah, they say into the net. Trying to see who the signal was for, Kate. I saw
It was 2
4.
numbers. It was a double. I don't know. Maybe no. It couldn't have been 2-4.
As I say, there's no 2-4 because she's on the back row. I don't know.
Just go with it.
Indeed. Brady in for her first serve. Clip the net. The block from Reddy.
Save. Oh,
Still alive. Stanton swings it over.
4 hits.
Yeah, that was the 4th hit on Leominster.
The officials weren't sure.
Everyone was doing the old double check, the old discount double check. You don't get one off.
Yep. Oh, they're gonna talk about it.
Ah, now the officials are going to have a conversation.
I had 4 hits on that.
Yeah, I did too. Trying to hit. Right, no, I know that. Okay.
Gonna replay.
And they're going to replay the point.
Nice little spy mic we had there, seeing what's going on. I like that.
No. So they're saying they did not have 4 hits.
Yeah, so signal from the chair official, Rainey Arsenal, says not indeed 4 hits.
We're gonna have to change the scoreboard, though. I believe the point is gonna come off for Leominster. So I believe it will be. Oh no.
Well,
It's
come
gonna
off
be
from Ish.
Ayer
Shirley.
Shirley. It'll be 12 serving 9.
Yeah, that's what it looks like here, and Brady's service will continue. Coach Antonetti seems pleased. They'll replay the point. Certainly better to be on serve than off. Good time for me to remember, by the way, to turn that mic on, Bill Thomas.
That was a nice catch. I like that. Might as well utilize the technology.
That's right. Into the net it goes. That was Audette. Not able to clear it up over the tape. Leominster's lead 13-9.
We'll have to come up with a new term for our squeak mic.
Over the net. Sequeira keeps it alive. And the kill attempt for Reddy.
Now seeing there, okay, from a defensive situation relative to what we just saw, it's kind of like baseball, softball. When you have something above your waist, you want to go hands, up. When you have something below your waist, you want to go hands down. Very interesting situation there. You have that ball coming right at your head, and you want to bail in that situation. Not an easy one.
Sequeira goes cross court. Dug up by Broomfield. At the net, Wood the kill.
She got it. Oh, what a nice effort.
Nothing
though.
you could do, right?
No.
Calgren was able to pop it up, and it lands right in your arms.
Great effort.
No place to go. No place to go.
Back for Leominster with their first server. Nguyen here looking to go on a run.
Over the middle of the floor, diving layouts. And that one stays wide of the line. Great body attempt there by O'Striker. She is not afraid to lay out, Kate, but unfortunately from that position, I mean, there's just not much you can do about it.
There certainly isn't. Timely timeout here by Coach Phila Brown. In my estimation, you don't want Nguyen to start feeling good about what she's doing. You have one hard serve from her. She is the #1 server for Leominster. She's probably the most dangerous server that Leominster has. So you're in a situation where you do not want her to go on a run. You're only down by 5 right now.
Trying to eavesdrop on the refs over here. They're discussing that little mix-up on the point. I still think that was 4 hits, Kate. You know, thinking back how that played out, but
this is one of those cases where at the collegiate level as well as at the professional level now, AU Pro Sports out there, Athletes United, they have video review.
I was going to say, is that reviewable at a higher level?
At the Olympic level, they have it as well. At the Olympic level, they use the Hawkeye technology. It's very similar to both in beach volleyball and indoor volleyball, like tennis, where they do the animated replay.
I'm surprised about Hawkeye in beach volleyball. That's got to be a trick and a half to get those cameras.
Fascinating to get all of those cameras. You got to think about the sheer number of cameras it takes to get all of those angles, 360-degree view.
How many more cameras do we need?
A lot.
Bill Thomas, you stop it. I need to be able to get food at the grocery store.
And that's an ace from Nguyen. 6 points up for Leominster here in the second set.
Don't give Todd any ideas, Bill Thomas.
Ayer Shirley already with one in their back pocket.
One camera at a time.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. The two of you. The amount of deliveries. Nguyen is feeling it right now.
Indeed, she is. Front row.
To Rainey Arsenal.
Able to respond. I was going to say, chair official Rainey Arsenal had the shot at it. Leominster +7, Nguyen still on serve.
I think in a few more points, Coach Phila Brown, if this continues for any more length of time, she might have to spend another timeout to try to ice her. But takes care of it herself.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Kate, you can almost tell there she rushed to the rhythm a little bit.
Yep.
She spins the ball in her hand, and she almost transitioned it to go up.
Yep.
And then you just knew it wasn't high enough.
Yep.
Come down with that downward motion and right into the net.
If things don't go perfect.
Back line, popped up by Collier. Then Perez Soto. This one's got to go over. Pushed on. Go outside. Kill opportunity. Stanton keeps it alive. And wide of the line. Ayer Shirley reduces that lead to 5.
All different directions on that one. Det looking to make a dent in this 5-point Leominster lead.
Middle of the floor. Dug out by Perez Soto, but not high enough. Kate, as I've started to learn more and more about this sport and started to watch more and more and more of it, height. Height on whether it's the initial dig, the set later on, plays such a big part of it. That one called wide of the line. And so Audette not able to continue on serve point and possession back to Leominster. No. The height of the ball.
Yes.
You know, at any one point in time, especially for something you can't throw up or scoop in any way, shape, or form.
And you can, as a person, you can only get so low.
Perez Soto with the push on. Kill opportunity. Look at the outside. Dug out by Brown. Pushed on. Broomfield.
Nobody's going.
And Perez Soto tried to go over that. To correct myself, it was Broomfield with the diving dig.
Holding on to her.
You know, her knees are bright red too, peeking out from those.
There's not a part of her body, Bill Thomas, that's not bruised.
Clips the tape. That's an ace for Kai Reddy.
Lead cut down to 3.
The net can giveth as well as taketh away.
You've got it. She's fickle.
Reddy goes the other side this time. Too far across court. Stanton out. Up off the bench, Brady, then back out.
Amosa in.
Amosa now comes into that front row for Leominster. And Angelina Broomfield to the back line. Sporting the double pigtail today, by the way. Kalgren. Popped up, swung over by Sanchez, deflected. And that one actually went back row when the front row really wanted to just hold it right there.
You know, you were commenting about height on the set. Bloomfield's just got that perfect touch to get that nice soft arc, a nice high arc to set up her net attacker, whoever it may be.
Beautiful
And
job.
rips it back row again. Right back, Striker. Popped up by Broomfield. Win the set. Sanchez for the kill. And Hood can't respond on the back line. Had no choice, had to play it.
The other thing that I really like about Broomfield's play, especially in the back row, when she digs, if she has any control of her body whatsoever, if she's not making, you know, a diving attempt, even just the height with which she digs on defense, it's not overwhelming. It's very difficult to keep it under control the way that she does. Beautiful height, even on her defensive digs from the back row.
Amosa swings it over, pops right back. Sanchez, back row set, dig out, pushed on. Played back by Hood. Back row Broomfield again has to save. Wynn and Amosa combined to send that one over. Hood plays it back, an excellent rally here. Swung back over, Broomfield keeps it alive. Meza can't run it down. Point and possession back to Ayer Shirley. Leominster at the 21-16 lead here in set number 2. Ayer Shirley looking to battle back, trailing by 5, but already with set number 1 in their back pocket.
And Hood's back there.
Race to 25, got to win by 2, winning best 3 out of 5 sets. Touched on, Broomfield over
like
for
hot
Hood.
potato.
Indeed it is. Calgren with the jump, tried the kill, dug out, and finds the floor.
Now, interestingly here, I want to just make a quick point about this. Nguyen has such range, and she is so talented. Sometimes her range, when she encroaches on some of her other players, she wants to allow them the opportunity to make a play on the ball, but sometimes kind of being in her, somebody else's general orbit kind of stops them in their track. Go ahead.
And that was a long of the back line service attempt there for Hood. So Leominster back on serve, 22-17, and Perez Soto.
Cold
She
all of a
double clutched on herself again. Something's happening on the release of the ball, and she's thinking about it and then hitting it with like a forearm. It's not going the way she wants. So a striker goes on serve, an important service here.
The difficulty with what you just said is she's going to be thinking about that every time she's back there now, and that's a killer.
And Amosa, we'd call it a goaltend in basketball, slapped that one into the tape.
Surprised she didn't get yelled at for tossing that ball over the net.
And a striker with the ace.
In my day, we would have been reamed by the officials for that.
Coach John
Back
Antonetti
in my day.
spends the timeout. Up to 22-20, Leominster's lead evaporating here in the second set. And Kate, you just have this feeling, based on what we saw the other night, that Leominster needs to win this set. You don't want to apply any more pressure than they already have, but you just have this feeling that to win this match, or have a chance to win this match, this set is the turning point.
This is key. Absolutely, this is key. I think they rebounded fairly well at the end of set number 1 and going into set number 2. They've had their moments where they've kind of gotten a little bit shaky. But I think you're right. I think from this point on, I think from this timeout on is going to be the determining factor of how the rest of the day is going to go.
And Bill Thomas, a lot of pressure stacked up when you got to have it. You got to have 3 points and clear this one at 25-20. It just seems vital.
And especially where you've led the majority of the set, you know, to allow Ayer Shirley to get back in this right at the end. Whatever momentum you've built up in this set, you're going to completely lose as the set winds down if you can't hold on.
Ashley Hood's got fans giving her a shout out. Heather Hood says, "Let's go, Ashley."
And Hood, check it.
That's awesome.
Oh, striker into the net.
Sorry about that. I did that to you. That's
all
my
right.
bad.
No worries. I like that this referee directs traffic with the people coming on and off the floor. I do appreciate that. You're able to clearly see sub going in, sub going out. I actually think they need to bring back the auction paddles. I think it does a nice job being able to see the substitutions.
You are
Calgren
Trust.
for Collier.
Too
Touched on by Wynn. Too observant, is that the word you're looking
just
for?
too much.
Wood, slap on, dug out by Kaylee Hood. Front row swung over and wide of the net. Leominster within 1 point of closing out the second set. Up 4, needs this one to even the match. First set point for the Blue Devils. Over the net it goes. Dug out. Set on by Audette. The touch. And Ayer Shirley still in this set. Kalgren with the kill. Now Kate Leominster has got to win this on defense.
Yep.
Kalgren, flat-footed. She got herself an ace. That was in no matter what. Valencia Cardona touched it, but it was in no matter what.
Right now, this is the moment where your stomach starts to really tighten if you're on the court for Leominster, although you have the 2-point advantage. Ayer Shirley's in the driver's seat, and I think wisely Coach Antonetti wants to talk about this one because this is where it's that feeling of quicksand. Ayer Shirley has been an excellent opponent. We know what they did on Monday. Coach Antonetti knows, just as you have reported, this set is vital for Leominster to have to be able to win to ease just a little bit of the pressure. And right now, although Leominster is in the catbird seat with the 2-point advantage, right now Ayer Shirley is charging.
And Leominster spending the time out over there with Coach Antonetti. See Broomfield in the middle of the pile, both trying to blow off some steam in the pressure, but also trying to jack themselves up at the same time.
And that's the thing. Again, I know we talked about it quite a bit on Monday. As a girls' sport, it's very emotional. And it's very team-oriented, very communication-oriented, and you have to keep that positive attitude because if they deflate, they're done. Coach Antonetti knows these girls. I think he told me he has 4 daughters. He knows how to get these girls to respond, and that's what he's looking to see.
Kalgren rips it over. Wide of the line. Leominster the point. Evens the match at 1 set apiece. 25-22 in response.
Girls are jacked up hanging on there. It's nice to see some emotion there and, be able to close that set out.
That just means we're here for extras, Bill Tom.
That's okay. I don't mind it.
We're here for extras.
As long as it's for a good reason.
Both, the funny part
is it works out good in the end, I should say.
As I learn new things, Bill Thomas, about this, they call it extras anytime they go past 3. Now, 3 would be a straight set winner.
Yep.
So to me, I wouldn't say you're in extras until you got to break that tie in the 5th. I mean, tough crowd in volleyball. Anything past 3 is extras.
I told you, there's a vibe here.
Do you
Everybody
realize
expects a sweep.
We got to go 2 hours plus in softball and get to the 8th inning before we call anything beyond that extras?
4 sets.
Oh, good gosh. Tough crowd. 25-22, matching 25-22 scores. Ayer Shirley wins set 1, 25-22. Leominster wins set 2, 25-22. And we're at 1 set.
Mind you, in the JV match today, had they gone beyond 3, they would have been in extras too. We could have been here till midnight.
JV's only playing the best of 3 in this COVID-modified time period. And again, it's all about trying to keep people safe, limit the amount of time people are indoors, although we have been told that the athletic directors are starting to work on and try to devise plans on ways to maybe open up and increase opportunities for people to be able to attend events.
I hope people still watch us.
I was going to say, we certainly do hope. I know there will be a crowd, I'm sure, that will stay socially distant, but within the sound of our voice, which you don't have to go very far if you're inside the gym right now.
If you're in the building, Todd, you can hear Todd.
You don't need to bring a radio to know what we're talking about.
Indeed you do not. It is a very personalized set of coverage, to say the least, as we head toward the 3rd set here in this one. Remember,
there are no secrets. Let's just say
there are not. So many more games to come here in this COVID-modified 2021 season. Next volleyball match here on Rivalry Family Media next Wednesday. That's April the 7th, a 6 o'clock first service in that one. North Middlesex comes here to Leominster. The Patriots have had themselves a decent year. They're 2-2 coming into the week. So they certainly got themselves a win against Monty Tech on Monday, second game going on right now. So they're 3-2 coming into this one. It could be 4-2 on that one coming in next week for that Leominster North Middlesex battle. They'll play out in Townsend on Monday. Then the game comes here for the second match on Wednesday, and we got it for you here on Rivalry Family Media. Looking forward to seeing that one as well.
I think we saw very similar sets there. First set, Ayer Shirley got out to a big lead. Leominster battled back, but Ayer Shirley held on. Second set, Leominster got out to a big lead. Ayer Shirley battled back. Leominster found a way to hold on. This is going to be the turning point here. I think this is going to be the momentum set. We've seen swings and momentums both ways, but have to see if one of these teams can grab it and hold on to it here in this third set.
And Bill Thomas, to your point, the excitement and enthusiasm I'm seeing from the Leominster bench might be some of the most exciting and enthusiastic we've seen them all year long.
They've awakened even in their huddles. We're seeing a much different team from even from middle of that first set. Once they started battling back from being down double digits early and carried into that second set. It was good to see.
The W2s are out down on the floor as they check on everybody's.
You know, this is my favorite part of the
I know it is.
Oh,
Checklist.
the notary public.
Now we get the ball out.
Indeed, and here we go.
My favorite part. It is tax season.
It is, after all, tax season. Usually this is boys volleyball season, but it is tax season nonetheless, and we've got
paperwork
galore
Paperwork,
as Leominster
everybody.
has an ace from Wynn to open up this third set action here on Rivalry Family Media. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Happy to have you along with us as part of our family here on Rivalry Family Media. That one clips the tape, still alive.
You know what we
Second
need to
ace.
get? Tax preparation software sponsor. That's what we need.
Or if
An
we only knew an accountant looking for sponsorship. Here we
This
go.
would be the sport.
This would be the sport for it. And hey, with the IRS extending the tax filing deadline, there's a kill to the back line. One of my favorite parts, Kate, is when there's the hit, then there's the point scored. We can see it, but there's that delay as everybody waits for the whistle. Now it's a finger whistle at that. And then obviously the signal for in. Audette launches her first serve of the third set. Perez Soto back and forth. There's a collision on the floor for Leominster. Their back row is down. Collier gets back up along with Broomfield and able to send it back over. Now the back line, Broomfield showing no ill effects. The outside hit from Wood splits the defense for the point.
Tough point right there. Way to hang in. Girls flying all over that back line. I didn't think they were going to get up in time for the return, but they saw her coming.
Somehow they
Nice
scrambled
job.
back in, and Collier's got a little hitch in her giddy up as she heads over for her timeout in the rotation. Wood, middle of the floor. Popped up. The kill opportunity. Played on by Hood. Broomfield save. Slammed down and kept alive. Win. And now wide of the line in Leominster.
They were all making the call.
Indeed, everybody tried to buy that one. See, that was the auction right there. Let's see if we can buy this one. Everybody bid.
It's persuasive
And we'll
volleyball.
see. I was gonna say, we'll see who buys. And another ace as Wood starts off this service opportunity in the third set and puts Leominster up 4. Wood went to the back line and thought the ball was still on the other side of the net. Ski ball return came right back underneath and right by her. Calgren pops it back. Wood has to scramble, and nobody goes after that one, and Wynn was frustrated with herself. She had the best bid on it and got a little bit self-conscious. Her periphery, she saw Perez Soto drifting in her direction. Sabatino's service, not gonna clear the net. Back to Leominster, point in possession. 1 set all, third set action here on Rivalry Family Media. 6-2 Leominster's lead. Broomfield nestled up underneath that vertical support. And now comes, steps out.
Beautiful ace.
Called an ace.
Right on the back line.
Indeed, great shot.
Well, Thomas, you had that, right?
I had it all the way.
All the way.
And we talked about it, 50-50 ball. You got a lot of guessing that's got to happen in order to know where that thing lands.
That
Goes
was
back again. This one,
Long.
they guessed right. Long on the line.
Had it again.
The lead is 4 as service goes back to Ayer Shirley, and here comes the service specialist. This is Allie Hood. She's had a fantastic week on serve. And she's got another ace.
See Amosa try that off the knee?
Indeed, tried it off the knee. Broomfield kept it alive. I mean, that low dig into the net, it's not a complete disaster if somebody can get a fist on it or pop it up a little higher. Don't know how you'd go over with it from there, but that's why I'm up here. And there's another ace for Hood.
That's communication right there. Need to communicate in the back row. Those happen from time to time, though. They'll have to get that figured out.
Leominster's lead slowly evaporating. Now just 2 here in the third set. And Hood on serve and feeling it.
She has been remarkably effective back there.
Caught the support. Meza plays it off the roof and over. Now the dig. Finger whistle goes off. They're awarding the point. They're calling nets on Sanchez. Says she went under. Limboed a little lower. And Wynn steps in, tries to help her teammate understand the call. And Hood goes long for the back line and missed it. Leominster still has the 2-point lead as they come back on serve with Manashli Perez Soto. Popped up, dumped on. Nice job by O'Striker. Leominster keeps it alive. Kill attempt for Sanchez. Respond, Calgren chips it over. Now Wynn for Sanchez. Deflected on the front row.
Yep.
And it's a Leominster point.
And the officials had that nice call by both officials. They both had the tip. There's no question. And that ball deflected quite a bit off that tip.
Perez Soto back on serve. Floats this one to the front row. She's got an ace.
That back row had a long way to go. Was that Hood in the back row?
I think it was. And she tried to scramble back in.
That's a long way for her to have to go in order to get there.
And it was between her and O'Striker, who O'Striker didn't really have the angle on it in that front row. Clipped the tape, made it over, still alive. Calgren, kill attempt. Broomfield pops it up. Leominster won't be able to recover. Calgren with the kill. Point and service back to the Panthers. Perez Soto's gonna check out for Michelle Valencia Cardona. And O'Striker takes up service. Middle of the floor. Response Cardona, played it off the hanging curtain. It went over, back line, keeps it alive off Broomfield. Now Sanchez clips the tape through the double block. Right back. Win with the set. Sanchez for the kill. Back row, whales it back.
Ooh, that's good.
And tipped, yes. Valencia Cardona instinctively flung the hand up, deflected it when it was likely wide of the line. And Kate, I've got to imagine when you're out there, because again, your spatial awareness as the ball is swirling around you seemingly, as it starts to come right at you, it's only instinctive. You're gonna throw an appendage up to try to keep it alive.
Your brain has to do some mental geometry and some mental gymnastics about where that ball is in position to your body and position to that line. And so if it doesn't do it immediately, like you said, instinctively, you go to hit it.
Sanchez got it over. Calgren the tip, middle of all 6 Blue Devils, kept alive. Now Amosa, whales at the back line, and that will go as a kill. Went right at Kaylee Hood.
And same thing, that ball coming above the waist with her being that proximal to the line, likely that ball going out. But we'll never know.
Indeed. Sanchez steps into that one. Got a good high toss. Audette pops it over. Valencia Cardona the set. Back row of Striker. Audette, kill for Calgren. Now Win. Back to Broomfield and over. Great rally here. Sanchez pops it up. Now Win. Wood with the kill, clip the tape, and wide of the line. Went to the narrowest part of the floor, Kate, right along the line, and the net didn't help, pushed it a little further with the mark.
That's a situation where when you're going to make that kill, you gotta square your body to the net so that you're making sure that you are sending the ball toward the largest portion of the court. Her shoulders were looking right where she hit the ball.
Sabatino
Beautiful
brings the
kill.
hammer from the middle of the floor, and it's a point for Ayer Shirley.
That's a gorgeous kill.
And don't look now, within 1, come the Panthers. About the halfway point here of set number 3, 1 set apiece. Collier, the block.
Yep. They
Called
have.
the net on Win.
She knew it.
Yep, she had not only got her hands over the net, she contacted the tape on the way down. So Calgren's serve continues. We're tied at 11, and Coach John Antonetti spends the timeout here in the 3rd set. 11 all Leominster and Ayer Shirley here in set number 3. Each team 1 set apiece here inside the gym at Leominster High School, and great to have you along with us on a Wednesday evening here. Busy week all around. We mentioned football will continue. Leominster back out on the practice field. That game scheduled for 7 o'clock on Friday night at Shrewsbury. That game will be here on our partner, at WPKZ, our other home, our other home away from home on the radio side. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com for that coverage. Leominster TV will carry the video coverage in simulcast with the play-by-play from WPKZ. Bill, Kate, and myself on the call for that one. Comcast Channel 9 out there on Verizon Channel 32, Leominster.tv for the video streaming coverage of that affair on Friday night. And Bill Thomas, we're excited to see these teams come back together. And for Leominster, I look forward to hearing from Coach Devin Gates tonight. I can only imagine how thrilled he and the program is to get over this COVID situation and get back out on the floor.
Oh, absolutely. After having to wait so long to get back on the field.
Make that the field. Thank you.
The
Yes.
court. He'll
Floor.
play. I think he would play indoors if they told him he had
At
to.
this point, yeah. Bring out the big nets. I'm all volleyball all the time. Doing a football promo and a volleyball match. This one clips the tape off the hand of Wynn and puts Ayer Shirley back on top.
And Natalie Colgren doing a beautiful job with her service. She's got a lot of fans out there on the stream, too. A lot of people rooting for her.
Sends this one a spinner toward the front row, dug out by the back Collier, and Wynn says, not today, with the kill. We're at 12 all. And it looks like Amosa is going to get a service opportunity here, Kate. Brianna Amosa, the junior, to the back line for service. Into the net. Libero Broomfield comes right back into the game. Amosa's got a real interesting approach, Kate, because she throws it up and then steps, not with the opposite foot of her swing arm. She steps with the same foot as her swing arm.
I think she does it on her kills as well.
Sabatino taps it over. Broomfield full layout. Stanton into the net.
More net action.
+2 for the Panthers.
That net has become like the
Best defender on either side has been the stanchions in the middle of the
Leominster
floor.
keeps getting caught in it.
That one's long on the mark.
Broomfield holding on to her left hip. That's got a new bruise on it.
And her whole left side, she was holding on to her shoulder area earlier in the
She's
match,
a tough
too.
kid. Tough cookie.
We'll talk more about bruises in a second because I caught an interesting glimpse a moment ago. Wynn on service. Middle of the floor. Sabatino with the push. Collier popped it right back. Sabatino says, try it again. Wide of the line. Leominster has the point. Tied at 14. Earlier on, when Valencia Cardona checked in, she pulled her knee pads down, and you could see they had dropped all the way to her ankle. You could just see the bruises that went from her knees all the way through her shins. I was like, oh my.
Welcome to volleyball
Woof.
season.
Brutal. The brutal color there.
That and when you get the knee pad burn on your knees as well.
I think I'm going
It's
to
a good
sponsor
time.
some knee pads. We're going to get some RFM knee pads. They're going to be triple thick.
Yeah, it's a good time.
My
I'll tell
God.
you.
This one pushed on middle of the floor. Broomfield.
There's another
Couldn't make
bruise
the
on that
save.
left hip.
For Broomfield, we're going to need something like a bubble wrap suit, something that's got a lot. I mean, she's willing to give up the body. That's a heck of a gamer.
I
but
can't imagine
my
how
gosh,
she gets out of bed and walks around in the morning
unbelievable.
and goes to school and sits in a desk all day.
Yeah, I was going to say, on
Well,
top of it.
Yeah.
Swung back over by Calgren.
I'll tell you how she does it. She's a teenager.
That's true.
Very true.
Well,
Thwarted
Thomas
by
couldn't
the
do that.
net. Wynn swung that one high from the middle of the floor over her head, and the arcer clipped the dividing line.
It is amazing what the human body can do with youthful exuberance, is it not?
Indeed it is. Adrenaline can't hurt either.
I wake up and naps hurt me.
Push on to the middle of the floor.
Nap is killing me.
Here comes the kill attempt. This one popped up and wide of the net.
That was beautiful. Is that O'Striker from the outside or was that Hood?
I believe it was
24.
O'Striker.
Kate, I'm sure back in your day, you woke up with just your bumps and bruises,
Oh,
too.
boy, did I ever.
Coach John
Weren't you a
Antonetti spends the
catcher?
time out.
I was not a catcher.
No, third base, Bill
Oh,
Thomas.
third ball, hot corner.
Third
Yep.
base, hot corner. Played it closer than anybody that I ever knew. She didn't like when I brag on, now especially because we're on the air right now.
She could read the writing
But
on the bat.
She played 30 feet and in. That's not the way they play third base anymore. 18-14.
Be nice.
Ayer Shirley on top. Be nice.
No,
I think
ju-
people
like,
at home are going,
just-
it's a husband
no.
glowing right
I
now.
know.
Give the guy a break, would
So
you?
you know I don't like
I
that.
know, compliments don't land
No.
well. They don't land
All right,
well
I'll
at
give
all.
him to you. Todd told me that you played 30 feet from the plate, Kate.
Yep.
Really? Wow.
30 feet and in. Nonetheless, great to
My
have
favorite,
you.
my favorite part of that is in high school when Adam Sanchez from the baseball team, he was one of the pitchers, when he would come to some of our games and I would see him on the side on the fence. He'd be like, "Katie, move back. Katie, move back." And I'd be like, his
okay.
nickname is Cheese.
Yes, that's
And I'd
correct.
say, "Cheese, just relax. I'm okay." He's like, "Katie, move back. Katie, move back. You can't play there, Katie."
Baseball players definitely don't play 90-foot line, so it's 30 feet shorter to begin with, and they're definitely not playing 45 it in. That is for certain.
I had fun. This sport, though, this sport was such a joy for me. And again, I played just, only in high school. I learned volleyball in high school. It was so much fun. Just such a joy. Wonderful teammates. Such a great atmosphere.
Popped up by Broomfield, swung on over by Collier. This one pushed on the middle of the floor. Stanton with the dump. Popped up, still alive. Sabatino swings it back. Outside tip, Stanton drives it over. Not ever quite sure how that made it. Stanton tried the kill and she got it. Rewarded for keeping the point alive, Stanton gets the kill. Leominster within 3 here in the third
I've
set.
got a trivia question for Bill Thomas. Of my 3 varsity sports, Bill Thomas, volleyball, swimming, and softball, in which of the 3 did I have the most significant injury?
Significant, probably swimming,
Yes.
because I know that was your favorite sport, I think, wasn't
Lacerated face.
it? Yeah, the wall came up a little too quick.
No, punched right in the face.
Oh. Got in somebody else's lane?
Nope. They dove into me.
Oh, my.
Head first.
Speaking
Sounds
of
like
that,
a teammate.
It was.
Hood into the net. Leominster within 2.
Lacerated eye.
Wood tipped on, still alive. Can't bring it up from under the net. Leominster within 1 at 18-17.
Bill
And
Thomas
Randy
knows all
Wood's
the
service
trivia.
continues.
It was just a lucky guess, Kate, but I know you've talked about swimming in the past, and you have a passion for that sport, too.
It's on our list of things to cover. Rivalry Family Media Swimming and Diving. Just find us a team with an active team and a pool to swim in, and we're there. 18 all.
I'm going to put Todd in floaties.
No. I'm playing the Dan
day
Hicks.
in the life.
The
You gotta
Dan
dress-
Hicks in this role.
You got to dress for the part.
Timeout on the floor. This one spent by Coach Philibrown at 18 all. Here in the third set, each team with 1 set in the match. Here now tied at 18 in the third set. And,
The intensity today, much, much higher.
the energy is certainly
Much
far
higher
higher. But I mean, you got to look at the way that match went on Monday. Both teams had a chance to win it at one point. Leominster knows they fell out of it at some point in the middle of that second set, and then they weren't able to climb their way back in. So they know they got to keep the energy plus all match long. And of course, it doesn't hurt that we're this tight. Tied at 18 in the third.
Cannot afford
1
to
set
run out of
apiece.
steam.
Yes, indeed.
Cannot. I keep cutting you off today.
That's
I'm
okay.
really
Coach
sorry.
Antonetti continues to help the players drive that energy. I was thinking on our conversation earlier, Bill Thomas was mentioning, of course, being teenagers, and I'll share this with the audience. It has nothing to do with volleyball, but here was a day in teaching today at school. Kate hasn't even heard this story yet. This is where I discovered just how old I feel. There was a radio show going on in my class. I teach radio and television, and the young ladies that were doing the show were describing how much caffeine they drank. Now, I don't drink coffee, never have been. I've always said I'm high on life. You don't need me with anything else.
No.
And I was listening to their coffee order, and I had a visceral reaction of like, oh my, are you serious? Like 6 espresso shots, 4 sugars. I'm going, really? Why don't you just drink lighter fluid? And I went, all of a sudden I went, oh my God, you're aged. Like that was an aged reaction if ever I'd had one. Sounded like a parent there for a moment.
Troubled, man.
You're practicing.
I was like, holy cow, really? Stanton with the kill, middle of the floor, kept alive, and away we go. The right hand swing, popped up, kept alive. From the back row, clipped the tape, did Wood, but it made it over. Popped right back at her by Sabatino. And a great rally.
I got it.
And this one swung wide of the line. That was Hood having a little trouble when she gets to that outside edge, trying to work from the outside left, coming back across the floor. Again, it's into that thin spot on the floor.
And that body is staying open a little bit too much.
Popped up, run down. Swung over there by Audette.
Ooh.
Pushed on by Wynn. Ayer Shirley to respond. Sabatino swings it over. Wynn, back set. Perez Soto, middle of the floor. Right back. Stanton responds with the kill. Leominster to 21-18.
Leominster seizing the momentum here out of that timeout. 3 straight points.
And Randy Woods' services in all 3 of the sets thus far. Her times on serve have been excellent. And I walked her right into that one as she'll hopscotch her way to the bench. Short of the mark, point in possession, goes back to Ayer Shirley.
She tried a little something new too. Came over to this near side corner.
And she went really fast.
And Kate's talked about the importance of staying on your rhythm.
Yep.
Miscue between Sanchez and Broomfield, and finds the floor as Kaylee Hood, the libero, gets her first service opportunity. Here in set number 3, Coach Phillip Brown changes the service roster a little bit. Hood right at her fellow libero Broomfield, and responded right back with the kill. 21 all here in the 3rd set.
What I've come to determine, Ayer Shirley, they are closers. They are closers.
And here comes Hood again. Knuckleball and in, another ace. At 22-21, Ayer Shirley's come all the way back and now over the top. Both teams staring down that 25 mark, got a win by 2 here in the 3rd set.
They play their best volleyball when they get around 20 points.
Just over the net. Right back from Hood. Win for Sanchez, goes lefty, clips the antenna, and out. It was wide, the outside edge of the antenna, spun around it. 23-21, Ayer Shirley. Back row, Broomfield, couldn't square it.
What a momentum shift.
All from one missed service.
Yep.
24-21, Ayer Shirley. This is Hood, sent right back by Meza. Swung over the net by Calgren. Broomfield for Wynn. Sanchez over the double block. Kept alive on the back line by Town. Right back, Sanchez responds. Hood pops it back up. Dump attempt by O'Striker. Still alive, now Stanton wails at it.
Good defense by
Indeed.
Ayer Shirley.
Calgren tried the kill and into the net. And Leominster picks up their 22nd point. Ayer Shirley is 1 away. They are on the hill. They have set point on defense now. Leominster needs to find themselves 2 to get back in the match. Popped up. Out edge push. Pushed on Meza. Win for Amosa. Swings it over. Kaylee Hood pops it right back. Sanchez right back at her. And back and forth we go, indeed. Touched on, Broomfield, this one heading toward the bench, and Ayer Shirley will close out the 3rd set. And look at this, don't look now, 25-22, again.
3 times in a row, go figure. Unfortunately, Leominster comes up on the short end. You know, they came out of that timeout with 3 quick points. Ayer Shirley turned it around when they got served back and closed it out with 6 straight.
For those of you just joining us, we ask just affectionately, where have you been? We're glad to have you with us here as part of our family, facebook.com/Media Rivalry for the live premiere here. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robinson, happy to have you along with us here on Facebook Live. Great afternoon and early evening of volleyball here. If you had a box pool going on, so to speak, and you had 5 and 2, you're doing really well for this match. 25-22 has been the score. I was going to say, has been the score for all 3 sets thus far. Ayer Shirley 25-22 in set 1. Leominster 25-22 in comeback fashion, set number 2. Ayer Shirley comes back in set number 3 and responds with a 25-22 win. And so here we go into the 4th set. Leominster's back against the wall. They've got to win this 4th set in a race to 25 in order to force a 15-point deciding fifth and final set. That's the task in front of Leominster. Meanwhile, Bill Thomas, for Ayer Shirley, they need to just find a way. Steady Eddie here. You close it out with a win here in the fourth set.
Well, both teams have been playing tremendous. We've seen a number of long rallies in all three sets up to this point. And the big point swings back and forth. You know, it looked like Leominster had seized control there as that third set was winding down. They had come out of that break at 18 each. Next thing you know, they're up 21-18. Gave up that serve, made it 21-19, and Ayer Shirley closed it out with 6 straight there. Once you get a server on a roll, you know, I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a timeout there at the end by Leominster. Just, you know, when you get to 24, 23, like Kate says, you got to ice that server. You know, you got to do whatever you can, and Ayer Shirley took advantage of that momentum they had at the end to close out with 7 straight points.
Indeed, they did. And Kate, of course, we've talked about it. You played under the traditional volleyball scoring system before rally was put into place. But here you are. You're in rally scoring. Every time the ball hits the floor, okay, you get yourself a point. You're in a circumstance now where your back's against the wall, and you guys played best of 3 at the time. So there had to have been opportunities. You were in that 1-all situation. You go to the deciding third set. In this case, they've got to win a set in order to get to the deciding set to move on to that fifth.
Yeah, I mean, your back is really up against the wall if you're Leominster. You've got a mountain to climb. It's not, you know, Mount Everest, but you certainly have a mountain to be able to climb. Right now, you're playing to be able to get to that fifth set. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off just because, you know, you're only playing to live to set number 5. If you're Ayer Shirley, obviously they are in the driver's seat right now, and they're smelling blood in the water. They want to finish this thing right now. And so that's kind of the mental difference that you see between the two teams. But right now, Coach Antonetti for Leominster trying to keep things light. Coach Phila Brown over there, she's trying to fire up her team, however. She really wants them. She wants them aggressive, and she wants them to attack right now. Get this thing done in 4 sets. Don't let it go to a truncated 15-point set number 5.
And she certainly would like to see that energy, Bill Thomas, and she's after her team, trying to coax them to get that energy to respond. They're winning on the scoreboard. They're not winning in enthusiasm.
Well, I think what she wants to do is see them get off to a faster start this game. You know, both teams have struggled to hold that momentum, taking a lead, then giving it up. Ayer Shirley's going to have the opening serve here in the 4th set. Like nothing to continue that serve control that they closed out the 3rd set with. The math is done.
Indeed, they are.
Taxes have been filed.
Taxes filed, electronically easy filed right there at the scorer's table, and away we go. My mother-in-law will be so proud. Kill to the middle of the floor, and into the net it goes. Point goes back.
You know, you might be onto something. Every time they break out the paperwork, we could give a tax prep some love and compare it to having your taxes done. We're going to have to work on it.
I was going to say, I think we have a potential segment here. Back line, and an ace.
It was in all the way.
Wynn thought she had it, and she's right. 2-all Leominster here in the early going of the 4th.
Clear in ball right there.
Wynn, middle of the floor. Popped up, and wow, from the back line, dig from town, and it sails its way into the middle of the 6 Blue Devils and find the floor, and Kate, that's got to be frustrating.
That is frustrating. You miss time, your jump, things get directly into that no man's land between the front row and the back row, and that's not easy. And another one right here as well.
Now, frontline players cannot play the serve. Is that
no, they absolutely can. They absolutely can play the serve, but sometimes you have some traffic problems when that happens.
Why do the frontline players all stand off to the side during the serve? Why aren't they up on the net?
So this is a great question, Kate, because I've had this. That. You guys did something similar. You guys had that swinging tour. You'd switch sides.
I've never played it like this. Again, I played very fundamental volleyball, so I would hazard a guess to allow that back row to have less communication issues with front row players so that they could play defense with that open court in front of them.
Front row tapped on. Wood's going to go over her head to reach for it, and that's wide of the line. 3-all here in the 4th set. Ayer Shirley +1 in the match. And Felicia Mezza will check back in for Randy Wood on the substitution in the rotation.
Gotta remember, Bill Thomas, I learned volleyball on the fly. I never even saw volleyball until I walked in to Leominster High School in 1999.
Hammered right back by Broomfield, and the response comes from O'Striker.
No cookout volleyball?
Nope.
Badminton, was that your game?
Nope. Eating. That's my game. Tough service.
Yeah, from Hood, who's been a service specialist. Kept
Bodies
alive.
sprayed.
You could hear the skid across the floor on that one. Leominster will get the point in possession, knotted at 4. I love the conversation. Our volleyball crowd, we have been encouraging
We've got some
them.
high-level volleyball crowd going on right now in the comments section.
Encouraging them, absolutely. Second screen experience, it's all about it. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. You chip in your thoughts.
Goodness.
You know that the audience has figured out how the second screen works, Kate, when the debate starts on the coaching. I love that.
Oh no, it's a consistent message relative to the setup.
Back row. Popped up. This is Wynn. Swung on over. Popped up front row. Calgren tried to clear out.
I at least understand this last comment in full. So
5-all. Check out the comment section below the video.
this person suggesting with the 3-person, it's all good. With the 3-person receive, that Leominster should switch to a 5-person receive rather than the 3.
And that one just over the tape. It was Alicia Town in the front left gets the swing and clears it
Diane
over.
apologizing. Her typing has been off tonight, and she's apologizing. I was wondering where Diane went. I was getting a little bit worried for Diane Philibran. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. You came back at a great time. We're in set 4. Things are getting crazy.
Online analysis from Cram Relum out there with the comment section. This one dug up and wide of the line. It was deflected. Point, and the possession continues on serve for Ayer Shirley. Middle of the floor, Meza with the ace for Calgren.
Tough service.
Ayer Shirley has built up a 3-point lead, still in the single digits, and Coach John Antonetti said time to spend the timeout. 8-5 plus 3, Ayer Shirley's lead with the 2-1 lead in the match thus far here this afternoon. Now, I want to take a look here while we have this kind of moment. This pod, and we've talked about it in an earlier broadcast, is made up mostly of teams that similarly play each other during a normal COVID-less season, shall we call it, in this circumstance. So usually, Ayer Shirley, Groton Dunstable, Hudson, Leominster, North Middlesex, and now South Lancaster Academy all play together in one level or another of the Mid-Wach, choose your favorite letter. And then Monty Tech was added to this group. So that is the group of 7.
That was not our traditional group in '99.
I was going to say, it was a different grouping at that point in time.
We were getting our butts whipped. Well, Hudson was in, but we were getting our butts whipped by Hudson, by Marlborough, by Wachusett, you name it.
I remember. I mean,
we were getting whipped.
Dusted off a little bit on the nights I came to watch Kate play, and Westboro was the team to beat at that time.
We would go to Milford, and I would just watch and go, wow. I would literally, I'd be in the back row and go, wow.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
This is Sanchez into the net and down.
Yep, that was me in volleyball. 3-year varsity captain, but I would literally sit there and go, dang.
Sometimes you have to tip your cap. I mean, that's the overall message there, right? I mean, just sometimes you see a team that is superior.
We would go and see the banners, though, at Marlborough and Hudson, like state champion, and I'd be like, oh, I learned how to play volleyball this year.
The spike from Wynn gets herself a kill. And the substitution, Sanchez and Collier
She doesn't know she's coming out, though.
will step out. There we go.
So you talked about the paddles. Did the incoming girl pass the paddle to the...
They used to have them at the college level. They'd hold it up, and it was the number for the
Spin it?
serve,
Oh,
so they
who
could
they
know
were
who they were going in and out for, yeah. I used to be fascinated by those. Just think about Meacham auction, you know, just on the old TV. Makes sense.
So they had a paddle with everybody's number on it?
I just
I
remember
guess.
those. Remember those from TV?
Yeah.
Back
I
row
just never know
town.
how it worked.
Wood knocks it on. Popped up. Pushed on over by Calgren.
Todd enjoys watching antiquated things.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan.
Bowling is your favorite, though.
Yet another sport that is on our agenda here at Rivalry Family Media. This one wide of the net.
Candle
10 pin or candle pin?
Also, both, Bill Thomas. Both. I'm going to tell you right now, enthusiastically both. I can't do either well, but I will tell you, growing up, Sundays, visiting my mem and pep here in Leominster, watching, the Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Absolutely.
And you had WCVB, you had, was it
Don
Don Gillis?
Acre on channel 25,
Yep.
I think it was back in the day.
This one long of the line. I told Kate, I said, if we ever do it, we got to get one of those big drums, have everybody send us postcards,
Yeah, we'll
and you
pick
turn
'em
the
out.
drum and you got to pick out a winner, You get to send them.
Billy, every time
Absolutely.
it's on TV, those throwback episodes, he makes me watch it.
I
every time.
adore the heck out
Like,
of
I
it.
think this is 1990, 1985.
It might have been 70. It was 75.
Back to volleyball.
Indeed, we continue here on volleyball, and that one goes wide of the line. Well, Bill Thomas, Assabet Valley's Aztecs, of course, have a phenomenal bowling team. And Kate's school just had one of her students down bowling on national TV in the PBA Junior National Championship. Got a
Nice.
chance to watch that on Fox.
Second in the nation.
If they play a home meet at some point this year, Bill Thomas, we'll be there.
Now, where do they bowl? Not to get off
AMC
track.
in
Shrewsbury
Auburn.
Or Auburn? Oh,
Or
Auburn.
no, not
okay.
AMC.
The push
Auburn.
over on the floor there. That was O'Striker. One of the many things about this project here at Rivalry Family Media, exotic, interesting, and sports that I've been waiting to do
I
a
don't think-
lifetime.
I don't think exotic.
Diversification.
Hey, trust me, football and hockey and basketball. Those are the three things that have been covered for 20 odd years here in the city. Nice to see some other sports out there. It's our very own wide world of sports here on Rivalry Family Media, not trademark, belongs to ABC.
ESPN
Ooh,
Ocho.
tough.
That's right, this one popped wide of the line.
Have our own ESPN Ocho.
I was going to say,
network.
years and years ago, it was ESPN2, Aussie Rules football there at 2 in the morning.
Mud bogging.
Yeah, that's right.
Swamp racing.
13-8, Ayer Shirley has got this lead here in the fourth. Popped up. That was Valencia Cardona, then wins. Stanton into the double
That's a
block.
nice block by Ayer Shirley.
Yeah,
Right
the
up
double
there.
block up front was O'Striker and Sabatino combined for that block, and Leominster couldn't push it through. And Coach John Antonetti's got to spend another timeout. 14-8, Ayer Shirley halfway home, trying to claim the victory in the match. They've got a 2-1 lead in games, a 14-8 lead here in set number 4. It's been a good day all around, a back and forth battle we've been enjoying here on this one. And of course, if you enjoyed this broadcast or any of the others here on Rivalry Family Media, plenty of ways in order to come back to it. You come right back to Facebook, get any of the coverage, just scroll further on down the page, and you'll see some of the broadcasts that are available. Also, games available on demand out there on YouTube. YouTube.com, search Rivalry Family Media. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Anytime we post a match, you'll get notified on your smart-enabled device or your smart-enabled television. That tiny URL will take you there as well. tinyurl.com/Media Rivalry brings you right to the page. And then, of course, schedule updates, changes, and the ever-changing wide world of sports coverage all across central Massachusetts out there on Twitter. We try to gather all the best resources out there into one location at Media Rivalry on Twitter for your information out there as well.
Let's not forget our YouTube page. Go there and subscribe and like us so that we can eventually, hopefully, get our own live channel.
There you go. Maybe we go that way as
It
well.
is free.
That's right. Hey, all of it's free, Bill
It's
Thomas.
free.
There is
Free.
no,
Free.
there is free is for me and free
Free.
is for you with Rivalry Family Media. Grace Audette on serve the senior. +7 for Ayer Shirley. Collier. Now win. Over the net for Wood. And it finds the floor. Nice effort all around the front row. Tried to combine. You had O'Striker in there. You had Hood in there. Had Sabatino trying to keep it alive. And ultimately it found the floor.
Leominster back to their first service here with Nguyen. They're in a situation. They're getting to do or die time. They need a lot out of her right now.
And she goes back row. Popped up by Town. Dumped on. Still alive. Punched over by Wynn. The jump kill attempt from Hood. Still alive. Stanton. Now a striker for Sabatino into the net. Leominster reaches the all-important first round of double digits here. Backs against the wall. I have to have it. Fourth set for Leominster. Win into the tape. First service concludes. 16-10, Ayer Shirley's lead. And Kaylee Hood, who's come on service here in the last two games.
She was remarkable at the beginning of this game, this set.
Back on service again. Back set. Wood pushes it over. Finds the empty spot on the floor. Nice communication between the two seniors in the front right.
Anticipated that block coming and just tipped it right over. Good job right there. Found the empty floor.
Wood lofts one over. Swung right back and wide of the back line. And that one is up and over the wall and out of play.
You got another ball?
Everyone looks a little confused, trying to figure out what to do.
Game ball.
Yeah, and here comes another game ball out. So a change of game ball there. Somebody's got to push that white board in a little further. I'm a little concerned it's sticking out. The way players and balls go flying around this court. I don't like that so much. This one kept alive by Calgren and was able to angle it over. What a play. Stanton swings it back. Hood gives up the body. And Calgren was not able to juggle to bring it over the tape.
Leominster inching back here. Do you want me to go fix the board? You keep looking at it. I'll walk down there if you want.
It's bothering me. And an ace for Wood.
Do you want me to go down there?
It's all right.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm not responsible for it. We here at the broadcast are just reporting what we observe.
There's the board we're talking about.
And a timeout on the floor, and Sports Information Director Chris Kine is going to step in and make this a little safer playing area.
He's going to get the ball.
Well, that's a good idea, too.
So put the board back.
For those that are wondering, what is that space? Well, for those that were here before the most recent renovation here at the gym at Leominster High School.
Back when Todd was
I was going to say, back in the day, there was the curtain there. You know, the old, kind of dividing, wall that would come out, go right down the center of the floor laterally. So that was the alcove where it used to live. Right. Now in the renovation, and of course the much improved technology, they have these drop curtains that come down, and instead of it going across the floor in the vertical fashion from basketball hoop to basketball hoop, it now goes horizontal across center court, and so splits it up into two wider courts.
You can't play full court basketball now.
You can't, but Bill Thomas, when that curtain was out, and it was only very rare when I saw it. It was kind of like a row. It was a wall, yeah.
It was an accordion wall, right?
Yeah, one of those accordion walls. It was kind of like a shotgun row house down in New Orleans. It was a narrow court. It was a long, narrow area. That was about it. Full court, only in length.
Now, mind you, Bill Thomas, we do still have the original basketball hoops from 1960 in here. It's one of the last things that's original.
Indeed. Kept alive. This is Broomfield. Now Wynn with the kill. Great play there by Audette.
Back when my mom opened the building.
And this one, they go back line wide.
Are you talking about the non-clear fiberglass backboard hoops?
That is correct.
That's right. That would be correct.
Back over the net.
Many a game of horse in gym class played here.
That's right, because this one finds the line.
Nice effort by Nguyen there to give up her body, try the pancake. Not able to get it done there, but a beautiful effort. Nobody giving up in this set. It's a close one.
17-15.
Wants to get to that fifth set.
No, without question, Kate. And I mean, you can see Ayer Shirley knows it too. They've got to end it right here and now. And that is a huge step forward for the Blue Devils. Allie Hood, a one and done. First time today on service.
She has been brilliant all day for Ayer Shirley, so that's got to be a letdown if you're Coach Philibrown. She was the surefire server for them. But they do have a very talented server in O'Striker coming up.
Broomfield clipped the tape, still alive, over, Meza to respond, and somehow Ayer Shirley finds a way to claim the point and possession.
Great reaction right there. I think we had two tapes hit there.
One on either side of the net.
Found a way to get it back over though for the point.
Broomfield swings it around the court. Sanchez to respond. Now Calgren into the net. Top two servers now for Ayer Shirley. have come and gone. To the third server as we come back over to Leominster's side of the floor. This is my Ashley Perez Soto, the senior. Over the middle of the floor, popped up, touched on, high arcer, slapped wide of the line.
18 all.
Indeed we are.
Deja vu all over
Doesn't
again.
get
at
any
18,
closer.
18
Can you
last game.
tell Leominster wants it? I'll go out on a limb and say 25-22. It's just who gets the 25. Ripped back line, long.
That was close.
Indeed it was.
Had it all the way. Check the tape.
Leominster
Good
goes
call.
18 all to now 19 up.
Floater.
Soto, yeah, goes short this time.
Right off
Town
her fingertips.
popped it. And wide again. Great discipline. Perez Soto gets up, pounded on her chest, going, my heart, my heart, my heart, as she almost deflected that one as it was heading wide of the line.
It's that last minute bailout. Abort, abort.
And struggles again on that service, but Leominster clears to 2019. Leominster was second to reach 10, and it came late in the early going of this set. They're the first to reach 20. Calgren goes low missile, ace down the right side of the line.
Got quite a few Panther fans on the Facebook comments really willing their team to get the lead back.
I can only
They want it
imagine
bad there on the Facebook live stream.
parents on both sides living and dying, point for point, not able to be here. We're so glad we could bring this to you. And that is in, an ace cross court for Calgren. We're at 20 all. 2-1 Ayer Shirley in the fourth set. Race to 25, got a win by 2 in this one.
That was almost indefensible, that last one.
Here she comes again. Similarly. Popped up, and again, this one's got to go over. Touch to the outside, swing back. Broomfield keeps it alive. Now Wynn, now Amosa, angled over her head. Popped up by Sabatino in response. Sabatino gets the kill opportunity and got the line. Yes, she did.
Caught the
Back corner.
Caught the corner.
22-20.
Couldn't have placed that any better.
Calgren is back on serve. Goes outside, Meza into the official stanchion. 23-20, 2 points away from the conclusion.
It's got to be 25-22, right? It's going to have to be.
It's the way it's been going. Calgren over, popped up, Win alive. Sanchez, dug by Calgren. Right back over, Amosa, back to Calgren again. Touched on by Audette, swung over by Sabatino. This is Win, outside, Sanchez, wide of the antenna, the point.
Match point.
And this indeed is match point for Ayer Shirley at 24-20. Calgren to close it out. Into the tape. She'll give it back to Leominster. They still have life. 24-21.
Can it happen
Could
again?
it happen again?
Can it possibly happen? 25-22. That's what Ayer Shirley's certainly hoping for. Leominster's looking for a 25-24. It'd have to be 26-25 win, a 24 win. And they needed it. There's the 22nd point for the Blue Devils.
We need 4 more.
Indeed they do, and a very
Control.
important 4 more.
It's all in this service right here.
Sanchez, back against the wall. Over, responded right back, finds the floor. Ayer Shirley closes it out, 25-22 here in the fourth set.
Unbelievable.
And they win 3-1. What a competition between these two teams.
Two girls teams showing respect for each other from the end lines.
It's one of these new traditions, Bill Thomas, I absolutely adore. I know they can't shake hands under the net, but I do think it's fun. Go to the back line and at least congratulate each other, pick out a player on either side or two, and tell them how great they played. Great match we were treated to here today. 25-22 was the score to have all the way in this one.
If you had 2 and 5, you cleaned up.
Indeed,
in
you
the
did.
square pool. But great competition back and forth. Both teams battling for every loose ball, and Leominster just came up a little bit short. They were in every match, though, battling back from behind to take that second set, but came up short, 3-1.
Back here high above courtside here inside the gym at Leominster High School. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you a part of this one. I'll tell you, what a match we were treated to here. Back and forth at any point. You know it could have slipped one way or another, Kate. Just 1 point here or there makes all the difference in the world, and you could see it. There was none of this, one team kind of gets blown out by the other kind of moment that we saw maybe on Monday when one team got stunned by the other's play. This has been all the way. I mean, the scores bear it out. 25-22, 25-22, 25-22, and 25-22. That is no sarcasm. Ayer Shirley won 3 sets by a 25-22 score. Leominster the second set only by a score of 25-22. Unbelievable. Absolutely remarkable volleyball here today.
Yeah, it was a joy to watch. Nice to see Leominster, although, they weren't able to eke out a win in the match. Nice to see them come back, rebound a little bit. It was nice. This Ayer Shirley team is about as nice a team as we've ever met. Bill Thomas, I know you weren't around on Monday, but absolute joy to be able to meet these girls. The coaching staff has been lovely. Every single opponent that Leominster has played all season long have been nothing but remarkably friendly, remarkably amiable. All the coaching staffs, all the girls. Just been an absolute pleasure and really great volleyball to see.
Credit to their administration, including their athletic director, Steve Kendall. We thank them for the invitation on Monday and then an opportunity, of course, to catch the second game as scheduled here at the gym at Leominster High School today. What a phenomenal match. And we've got more volleyball to come for you next week. Next volleyball broadcast here on Rivalry Family Media comes your way next Wednesday as North Middlesex will provide the opposition. Second game of 2 on the week. That's Wednesday, April the 7th, a special 6 o'clock first serve here inside the gym at Leominster High School as North Middlesex will battle Leominster.
You gotta go.
It will be, it will certainly be
Giving you to wrap it up.
a conversation piece as we look forward to these two teams doing battle next week here inside the gym at Leominster High School. You want to see more volleyball action or any of the other great broadcasts available here on Rivalry Family Media? Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. You scroll on down the page, you can get any of the additional coverage that we've done and then some throughout the year and on back going across years here as well. Games also available same day on demand out there on YouTube, tinyurl.com/Media Rivalry or youtube.com, search Rivalry Family Media. Like, follow, and subscribe today on Facebook, on YouTube. Instantly when we post content or go live with content, you get an alert on your smart-enabled device. You can convert those over to your smart television. So many ways to be a part of this one as well. And then updates available out there on Twitter at Media Rivalry for that information as well, for all those updates out on social media. One more set of promos for you. If you've been looking for the weekly Coaches Corner, that's coming up tomorrow here on Rivalry Family Media, right here, facebook.com/Media Rivalry. Football edition of the Coaches Corner. Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates and I will sit down, talk about the COVID shutdown from last week, the loss of the game against Fitchburg. Will it be made up? Tune into Coaches Corner. You'll get a clue in on that. You'll also get more information on this matchup, Leominster and Shrewsbury, coming up this week as well. We got a preview of that one. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock here, special edition of the Coaches Corner on a Thursday here on Rivalry Family Media here on Facebook and YouTube to follow after that. And then there's the broadcast, Leominster and Shrewsbury football, coming from our home away from home over on the K-Zone, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com for that one. Kickoff of that scheduled for 7 o'clock on Friday night. We've got a special countdown to kickoff, new start time for this one. A new expanded edition of the countdown to kickoff begins at 6:20 on Friday night here on the K-Zone. We're looking forward to that coverage coming up as well. Leominster TV's got the TV edition of the coverage. That'll begin about 10 minutes to 7, 10 minutes to kick off on that one. Leominster TV will bring you that one. Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32, Leominster.tv for the live stream. Click on the education stream to find the video version of that one. And then it's right back to week 4 edition of the Coach's Corner once again next Monday at 8 o'clock. That's it. That's all the promos we have for you and all the action we have for you here tonight. The end of 2-for-1 volleyball week here on Rivalry Family Media. Panthers take 2 from the Blue Devils, both in 3-1 fashion. And today, it was 3 sets by a 25-22 score. Sets 1, 3, and 4 go the way of Ayer Shirley. Leominster winning set 2, also 25-22. For Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins saying thank you so very much for joining us and being a part of our family over the last couple of hours. Join us again for more programming as the week continues, and on back for more volleyball next week right here on Rivalry Family Media. On behalf of all of us here at RFM, so long, everybody.